Murder at the Manse, written by Andrea Frazer and narrated by Remy. A short history of the Manse. The Manse is situated about 3 miles or so down a roughish road, which bears off to the southeast from the road between Shepford Stacey and Carsfold. It was once the residence of the incumbent vicar for the fair-sized village parish of Magnum Parva, a bustling community through which the River Darle wended its lazy way. The road to it was of a roughish nature, because the village was no more. It was the great fire in the early 19th century that had been the catalyst in its demise. A small outbreak in a thatched terraced dwelling had quickly spread to its neighbours, for the houses were built close together, separated only by winding lanes, and it soon spread to most of the homes in the village, and even the church. At the time it was high summer, and the Darle was low on water, so the bucket chain faced an impossible task. The fire soon spread out of control and burned for 2 days, at the end of which there was precious little village left, with the exception of the manse, through the grounds of which ran the river that had acted as a fire-break and kept the building unscathed, while the reverend gentleman's parishioners were all left virtually homeless. Village businesses had perished in the blaze too, and the place was a site of smoking devastation. Some folk stayed on, as some folk do in even the most impossible circumstances, too shocked to leave the place that has been their home, but there was no chance of rebuilding the village. Too much had been destroyed to make that viable, and its population seeped away to stay with relatives or friends and to make new lives for themselves elsewhere. The manse remained empty. The Church of England refused the funds to rebuild the church because it no longer had a congregation, and the incumbent was sent elsewhere to pursue his calling. Nature gradually reclaimed what had been its home before the existence of Magnum Parva, and only the manse stood to mark the passing of such a thriving community. The unstable remnants of the church, the businesses, and the homes slowly crumbled to the ground, and although traces of old walls existed over a wide area, it was now just a large piece of rough woodland, but with some quite well-grown trees, given how long ago the fire was. The manse stood empty for some time, until the church tried to find tenants for it. Over a period of 3 decades or so, 4 families tried to live there, but the woods were too immature at that time to hide the evidence of what had happened in the surrounding area, and all 4 families found it desolate and depressing, none of them staying for more than 6 months. During the First World War, the War Office requisitioned it and equipped it as a convalescent home for wounded officers, and for a few years, the building was a...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?